everybody, this is Kathy at Northstar Prepsteader in Minnesota. Well, it's not quite as cold as what you think, but I'm going to be sitting still for a while and it's going to get a little chilly. So it's about 70 degrees, but it's very windy. I am digging up my carrots today and it's time. I'm sure they're plenty big. I haven't really tested them, but the tops are probably 2 feet high. And it's the very end of August and it's time to pull them out. Sun's peeking right through the trees. I have to tell you guys that I have so enjoyed my garden this year and sharing it with you guys. It's been great implementing a lot of the things that I've learned from all of you, as well as making it a little cozier. My gate that Prepsteader Bob built and Katie built has just been so fun. It's put a whole different life to my garden, a whole different look. There are a lot of things that I tried this year that I've never done before, like the container planting along the fence. But you know what? And it didn't really work out that great, but you know what? It's given me ideas for next year. And the tomatoes, they're doing fantastically. I've had to trim them back because they've gotten so big. Anyway, let's dig up these carrots. But I just want to tell you that I've just really enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed so much sharing it with you. And I'm so happy that you have wanted to find out more about what I do and how it works for me here in Minnesota. Okay, these are my Kyoto Reds, which are a Japanese red carrot. A number of them have bolted. I mean, you can see this one has bolted. I already cut back maybe 8 of them that had bolted. And pulled a few of them because they just didn't grow, but from what I'm seeing down here, these are actually looking pretty good. So let's start digging. Now I use a couple different tools. Ideally it would be nice to have like a fork that I could get down in deep and loosen the soil up to bring them up, but I don't have one. I just have hand tools. I've got this little tool here that kind of helps. Yeah, it's crooked, it's not very good, but I can go down straight and it can loosen things up next to the carrot. Otherwise I have my trowel, which can also help me too. So I'm going to start with some of these carrots towards, well, there's a few here that are really small towards the edge that I may leave just so that they can grow. But there's a number of big ones here. I really like to loosen the soil a little bit around them because it makes it easier to pull out. Is when these carrots get so long, their roots are holding on. Oh, this is a nice carrot. The roots are holding nice and tight, and a lot of times the stems will break off and I can't pull the carrot out. But if I give it a little twist, that'll work. Look at this, my first red one. Look at that. That is a good 12 inches. So that would have hit the bottom of my bed easily. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is cut this off about here. Yes, I could save the tops for many things, but right now I don't have a use. So these are just gonna get composted. The other thing that I keep right with me is a bucket of water. Now when I pull the carrot, I immediately put them in the water so that they can stay crisp and moist. Now carrots really prefer a moist environment. They really like it when you water them regularly, water them well and deeply, and that really helps them grow. When they don't get watered enough, that's when they get all hairy and they've got like lots of little roots and hairs coming out of the carrots. So if you're pulling carrots and they're really hairy, you know that you haven't been giving them enough water, and that can help you in the future when you're growing. Right now, so far, well, one carrot, they look really good. Oh, look at these carrots. Oh my goodness. Look at that compared to my hand. This one has got to be 1.5 inches in diameter and probably a good 12, 13 inches long. Look at these babies. The other thing was soaking them in the water when they're, when I've trimmed them like this. But I don't even have like end things that I have to cut off there. I mean, this one I could, but it's not a biggie. But soaking them in the water helps to loosen the dirt off of here, makes the cleaning much easier. Oh, that one got stubby. Have bolted. This one got hairier, and it also ends up being a different color. It's much lighter and it's woodier, so it's really not a carrot that's going to be tasty or that I want to eat, so I'm probably just going to compost that one. Now this one's a little bit split in here, so it could be one of two things. Either it just really grew really fast, or there was a pest in there that got in there and was eating at it. But when I store it, I can cut that away. You know, it's got a pretty crusty area to it, so I could just store it this way, and then when I go to use it, I'll just cut it away. But you can see how it got longer than my bed did, and it curled. So that's a long one there. Again, this one had a little thing here, but the whole rest of the carrot is really good. So that's bound to happen when you're growing organically. This one split. And I still have slug problems. So this one's a little hairy again because it was bolting. You can see the thick stalk in here that was getting really big. And this would end up putting out seeds if I let it go. Some of this may be salvageable, so we'll see. I'm not holding my breath, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I think some of these carrots I let go longer than I probably should have, but I can get out here when I can get out here, so Alright, I decided to go ahead and pull all the reds. Just because of my schedule over the next couple weeks, I'm not going to be able to have time to come back here and just pull one or two as they get a little bigger. I'll just have baby carrots and just live with it. I've got a lot of big ones, so I'm good. Okay, so this year I planted 3 different varieties of carrots that I've never planted before. Oh, look at my halo. Not really, guys. So anyway, in my other bed with all my carrots, I planted 3 rows. I planted 1 row of orange, 1 row of yellow, and 1 row of the yellow, orange, and red ones mixed. So the red ones I just pulled, they were in a different bed. So it's interesting to see how they're all growing. They all have the same conditions and fertilizer and everything else, but it's really interesting. And we'll see what did best overall, and then later on the taste test. So I started digging up the row closest to me, which is the mixed row. So you can see there's a good sized one right down there. Now because they grow so long and so deep and the soil's moist and they're holding on like crazy, I can't just yank them from the tops because these will break right off. That's why I dig down around them, so that I can actually grab hold of the root itself, the carrot, and pull. If it doesn't come for pulling, what I do is I will twist it a little bit and turn it See, turn it a little like that and it'll come out. Now this one's a red, and some of them just ended up getting really stubby. So I'm going to chalk that up to the weather when it got really hot, because this particular seed doesn't like the heat. But then it started growing again, put out another root. But it's still going to be flavorful, I'm sure. Now the yellow ones grew very thick of stem here, which is really interesting. So they're a little thicker in that way. Still a very nice looking carrot. So I'm halfway through this row and I did not get, whew, look at these. I think I waited probably a week too long to pick these. Probably should have gotten out here a week or so ago, but you know what, it's life. Can only do what I can do. So far, in over half this row, I have not come across any orange ones yet, which is very, very interesting. Oh, this looks like an orange one. Like I said, these are all new seeds that I tried this year, and I'm not sure. I may end up going back to what I had before because I really like them. Guys, look at this carrot. It's got 3 legs to it. Oh my goodness sakes. You could do a cartoon with this one. I've never seen a carrot go 3. Wow. And that's an orange one. Okay, this is my haul of carrots. Got the reds, the yellows, and some oranges. Probably a total of 5 gallons. Once I get them in the house, I'll weigh them and let you know in pounds how much it is. This is actually about half of what I normally get. I wasn't real pleased with some of them. I also had, I don't know, the oranges. I'm used to having the orange ones be like these reds, you know, nice and long and substantial. But this is probably one of my bigger orange ones. So many of them just got short and stubby. The yellow ones did pretty good. But you know, I had a whole lot of them that split this year. And I had that one, that one. Yeah, look at these orange ones that got little, and another 3-legged one. This was stubby with 2.5 legs. There were just a lot of really short carrots for how long they were in there for. And so I don't know, I know that I'm not going to grow the yellow and the orange varieties anymore. You know, these grew nice in like a cone. I prefer ones that are like this, that are more uniform in size, straight and long, rather than this cone shape. They're not only easier to store, but to me they're sweeter. They don't get as big on here. They also are better for cutting up because you get just uniform slices, sticks, whatever you want. But I'm gonna wash these up. I've had these, as I was picking them, I threw them in here. They were filled with water. I used the bucket for the reds, and then I put the rest of them in here and just kept them wet. So it got rid of a bit of the dirt. So I'm going to fill this up with water again and wash them out several times before I bring them in the house, and clean them up in the sink. They're here, and this will last me easily through the winter. So, you know, that's good. That's good. I'm happy about it. So I'm going to see what they taste like in a little bit. Alright, here's my 5-gallon bucket full of carrots. So they're pretty well cleaned off from rinsing outside here. But in order to store them so that they don't rot or anything like that and get disease on them while they're in the refrigerator for months, I want to clean them up a little bit better. So I'll do that inside. Okay, I kept out a few little carrots here so I can see what they taste like, if there's any difference in the flavors or anything like that. So here's a yellow one. Look how beautiful that is. A little bitty orange one. So this makes a nice snack here. Just beautiful colors. And the red one. See how that is. The red ones, it's pretty. I think there's some red ones that are going to be a little redder inside, but this was just a short stubby one. So I'm going to try these out. Okay, after doing the taste test here, I would say first of all the yellow ones don't have as much flavor. And this was a small one, it wasn't even one of the really big ones. So the yellow ones are probably the least flavorful. The orange and the red, I keep looking down here, sorry. I'm looking at them. The orange and the red were about the same, and they were very, very carroty in flavor. Yeah, the red ones are good. They're both very, very flavorful. I would say the red ones maybe have just a little bit more sweet flavor. They're maybe just a little stronger in the orange flavor, but so the red ones would be sweeter. So I would say at this point I'm not going to grow these yellow ones anymore, but I do like the orange and the red ones. So there's a taste test, and that's just my opinion, my taste buds, my flavors, and where they grew for me. So you can try your own. Okay, now the sun is kind of coming in here, so I'm going to have a little bit of a glare, but this is the final product of my carrots. But I ended up getting 18 pounds of carrots out of an area of 8 feet by 15 inches. So just a little over 8 square feet of space. I got 18 pounds of carrots, organic carrots. Overall, I'm pleased. I don't know that I will plant these same varieties again, but I'm going to show you what I did and what varieties I had. And what I do in storing them is that I wash them up really well. You can clean them with a vegetable brush, or I use this little finger brush and just scrub off the dirt. I leave the skins on. I leave anywhere from a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of the green on the ends, and I cut off the long stringy root part so that they can fit in the bags. Now you saw the length of a lot of these red ones. They were so long that there's no way that they would fit in these bags. So those I actually ended up cutting in half, as you can see, like this one. So, and they store just fine. So we got 2 bags of the Kyoto Reds. And that's what this is, a Kyoto Red. So I got 2 bags of those. I got 2 bags of the yellow. And those were Jean Obtuse de Deux. These are all Baker Creek seeds. And so I got 2 bags of yellow ones. These look like corn on the cob. But they are carrots. They're huge. I probably let them go about a week to 2 weeks too long, but they should be fine. They'll store well. And then I got 1 bag of the orange, and that was the coral from Baker Creek, the coral carrots. Now they did not get as orange as the picture, of course, but and then I only got 1 bag of them. So the orange ones I was actually more disappointed in. The yellow went way beyond my expectations in size and growth and germination. The orange ones did not germinate that well. The red ones germinated fairly well, but they bolted very easily. So I've got those, and then this bag was my the ones that I thinned out several weeks ago. But I had a little over a pound of these that are like baby carrots and little fingerlings that I can use for different things and just for snacking on. All of these will be really, really good for cutting up into stews, into soups and dishes, as well as making carrot sticks out of them for munching on. Now, all of these now, they're bagged. They've been in the refrigerator overnight. That's why they look a little bit wet and steamy. But what I do is I just wash them, you know, just let them drain a little bit. But while they're still wet, I put them in the Ziploc baggies and then put them in the fridge. And I don't punch holes in these or anything like that. I just keep them closed up. And these will last a good 10 months in the refrigerator. I do not have a cold storage or root cellar, so this is what I have to do. After about 6 to 7 months, the little green parts that we cut off the greens from, little stems, they do start getting mushy, and so you just take these out and just rinse everything up again, maybe cut away the stuff that's getting a little mushy or rotted, and just rebag them, and they will continue to last. I'm hoping that these varieties will do the same. I haven't had an issue in the past. So now I'm gonna have to see how much room I have in my fridge. If I run out of room in my refrigerator for all of these, I might give some of them away. But it'd be kind of fun to have some different jars canned up of the yellow, the red, and the orange. So I might do that. Now, every once in a while I did can them, you know, and it is good to have them on the shelf so that they're all ready to go. Carrots don't really do that well in the freezer for me, plus I don't have any more freezer space. So I'm gonna put all of these in the refrigerator to store at this point. I can always can them this winter if I want to, once all the rest of my harvest is done and things are settled in for the winter. So all you homesteaders, this is my carrot haul and the harvest. So another vegetable is done out of my garden, one at a time. They're just starting to come out and I'm finishing them up, which is a really good feeling. It also means that winter's getting closer because these are all coming out at this point in time. So anyway, you guys, thank you for coming along with me. Thanks for being interested in my channel and what I'm doing. And I just am so grateful for you. Take care. God bless. Always have hope. Never give up in your gardening, and never give up in what you're going through in life. There's always a better day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.